Letters from Granada. It all began with a dusty cardboard box tucked behind old suitcases in the attic of a quiet Madrid apartment. Silvia Moretti, a 29-year-old lawyer from Milan, was helping her grandmother Carmen move into a care home. They had packed everything, books, dishes, clothes, but the attic was untouched for years. As Silvia opened the box, she found old photographs, dried rose petals, and letters bound with a faded red ribbon. Most were yellowed and brittle, but one envelope stood out, clean, sealed, and addressed to Carmen Sans, private. To be opened only by your granddaughter. Silvia stared at the words. Your granddaughter. She flipped it over. No return address. She climbed down the ladder and called her grandmother. Carmen, now frail but sharp-eyed, smiled faintly. Ah. So you found it. Found what? What is this letter? Carmen's smile faded. A piece of the past. One I hoped you'd never need, unless you were truly lost. Part 2, A Journey South. That night, Silvia couldn't sleep. The envelope pulsed in her thoughts like a heartbeat. The next morning, she opened it. Inside were 2 sheets of paper, a handwritten letter and an old map of Granada, a city in the south of Spain. The letter was written by a man named Diego. He spoke of memories in the Albazin district, of secrets shared at the Mirador de San Nicolas, and of the truth that must one day come to light. At the end, it read, Silvia, follow this path. You are old enough to know. Silvia packed her bag, took unpaid leave, and boarded a train to Granada. She had never met anyone named Diego. Her mother never spoke of him. But something in the words pulled at her, like music she'd heard in a dream but never remembered. Granada welcomed her with heat, jasmine, and the smell of oranges. She stayed in a small guest house near the cathedral. Her plan was simple, retrace the map. But reality was not. The streets were steep and winding. Locals were kind but often vague. The map's landmarks had changed or disappeared. At a shaded fountain, Silvia sat frustrated, sipping water. That's when a man approached with a camera. Need help? He was British, maybe in his early 30s. Curly hair, quiet eyes. His name was Michael. Silvia explained her journey, briefly, carefully. He laughed. You're hunting ghosts. I'm chasing answers. He hesitated, then asked, mind if I follow for a while? I love stories like this. Something about his calm made her say yes. Over the next 2 days, Silvia and Michael searched together. They visited the Albazin district and the gardens of the Alhambra. They found the ruins of a cafe mentioned in the letter and an abandoned bookstore behind a locked gate. They argued once, over whether Diego was even real. But when they reached the Mirador at sunset, Silvia felt something shift. This is where Diego waited, she whispered. She pulled out the second page of the letter. It said, behind the 3rd tile from the left, under the red window, I left something for you. They searched. And there, wrapped in cloth, behind a loose tile, was a tiny tin box. Inside, a photograph, a ring, and a note. The note read, I loved your mother. But she never forgave me. You deserve to know who you are. Silvia's hands shook. The man in the photo was her mother, younger, and a man who looked exactly like Silvia. Back at the guest house, Carmen called. Sylvia's voice trembled. You knew, didn't you? There was a pause. Then Carmen said, yes. Your mother wanted silence. I wanted peace. But Diego, he only wanted to be found. Why didn't anyone tell me? Because love and shame often live in the same room. But you were brave enough to knock. Michael was about to leave the next morning, but Sylvia handed him the tin box. Take the photo. You're a storyteller. Maybe one day, you'll tell ours. He smiled. I already started. Sylvia stayed one more day. She walked Granada slowly, letting the city become part of her story. At the train station, she wrote a letter of her own, to her future daughter. She didn't know when or if she'd have one, but she knew the importance of truth. Then she mailed it, sealed in an envelope, with a red ribbon. What would you do if you found a hidden letter addressed only to you? Would you open it? If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Brain, subscribe for more English listening practice through exciting short stories. Bell, and hit the bell so you never miss a new adventure. Red Heart, thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.